put your hand up, we'll ask you to please keep your comment or your question to one at a time, and we'll try to make as many rounds as we possibly can within the time available. So if you have a comment or question that you'd like to start with, put your hand up, sure. Go ahead, please. Oh, we're just going to wait for the microphone to come to you. Make sure everyone can hear you.
So I don't have a question, I have one statement, so I'll respect the
Sure, can you
the
just
one
give me
rule
the
as well.
microphone so everyone can hear you, please?
I absolutely will. Pardon me, but I'm also going to try to read a little bit here so it's not right in my face. So good evening, my name is Craig White, and I've lived in Marpole for a total of 14 years. I speak on behalf of more than 2,000 local residents in opposition of the proposed site for the modular homeless shelter. It is the perception of many within the community that you have targeted Marpole because the majority of residents are visible minorities, namely the Chinese and the Asian community, who do not have the resident knowledge of municipal process or the voice to be heard. We resent being vilified by the panel because we are concerned about the safety of 2,500 local public, high school, and nursery school students. We have no evidence to assure us that our fears and our safety concerns are not valid. Being concerned for the safety of our children and residents and wanting to help stem the systemic growth of homelessness and opioid addictions are not mutually exclusive. To be very clear, we are not opposed to helping and housing the homeless, but not less than 20 meters away from a public school. It just doesn't make sense. It is not lost on us that the city has the power and the influence to alter development permits. We also understand that with the explosive development within Vancouver, there are many developers that would gladly incorporate homeless shelters or subsidized housing within their suitable locations. Vision Vancouver has had over 10 years to develop a comprehensive plan to address the needs of homelessness. And yet, through very bad planning, you are now attempting to force the community to accept a decision, a hasty decision, with very serious consequences within a period of 4 to 6 weeks. It just doesn't seem to make sense. Where's the loyalty and where's the vulnerability? Are the homeless people vulnerable or are children vulnerable? That's really part of our position. We want to be respected with our well-founded concerns being addressed, not discounted. You are at the very least very bad urban planners. We feel you are ramming this plan down our throats with a very narrow deliberation window, if any window at all. We're all very confused when Mayor Gregor Robinson is saying this is going through. We wonder why you're even, alluding to this as a consultation, if it's going through.
Okay, so I think...
sorry, with all due respect, I'm not finished.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you to try to summarize your comment as quickly as you can. We want to make sure that we're getting around to as many people as possible.
You interrupted me the last time. I would ask that you respect.
I'm going to ask that we respect the structure of the meeting.
2,000 people that have signed.
Yes, continue.
Yeah.
You can go as long as you want. Talk 2 hours. I don't care.
And I'll just ask for people to refrain again from applauding, please. There are different perspectives in the room. We must respect those perspectives. So let's please carry on.
Okay.
And we'll go to the next comment.
So I'd like to refer you to the following examples of how temporary homeless shelters or homes have adversely affected the well-being of local residents and vulnerable children. Just today, sitting in my office, multitasking, trying to get my job done as well as deal with this that's been imposed upon me, I have 5 examples of articles that have hit the media on the adverse effect of putting these shelters into the local communities. The first example is Burnside Gorge in Victoria. There's copies for everybody. I've taken 100 copies. Please read it. There's a significant concern there. Port Coquitlam Daycare Center, another example. There's a Port Coquitlam family where a child got poked by a needle and it is undergoing medical care right now. The Olympic Village, the hassles that they're going through with the proliferation of needles and refuge and waste and excrement, it's mounting daily. And as I was about to leave, I heard about the downtown East Side hotel that has 100 residents that's litigating right now the Community Builders Group for mismanagement and cost cutting at the perils of the attendants.
Okay, so I'm going to actually stop you there. We're going to move on to the next comment. The purpose of this meeting is to focus as a community information session for this site. I understand you're going to broader subjects.
I have a request. Please, I have a request. So you've checked all the boxes by conducting your 2 hasty communication sessions. The panel has not even scratched the surface with answering our questions about safety and security and contemplation. Again, you're in such a hurry that you know, we are confused. You're worried about the snow and the cold coming, and my confusion is: did you not know that winter brings cold and snow? Did you not plan on it? Like, it boggles my mind that, you know, this is being imposed in such a panic. Urban planning is about contemplating and thinking about the ramifications of the implementation.
Okay. Thank you. So, we're going to move on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're going to move on. I appreciate that. Yes. If we had a chance, and I'd like to offer the opportunity for other people in the room to speak.
My ask is,
I'm sorry.
Carry on. I will carry on. You carry on.
We really don't want to hear from the panel. What 2,000 people who signed a petition.
We'd like to hear from
Mayor Gregor Robinson. We'd like to hear from the city manager, Sadhu Johnson. We'd like to hear from Gil Kelly, the city planner. We'd like to meet with the ONI president, Mr. Rosano Dakatis. And we'd like to actually sit down and have a dialogue with the thought leaders behind this. Because you aren't answering our questions. You're dismissing them, as you're doing to me right now. And I represent 2,000 taxpayers, and you're just wanting to forge through this. This is our community.
That's fine. The meeting this evening is structured around a panel discussion with the project representatives from all the various organizations. I understand that people have a request. Absolutely.
What's happening in the communities as a result of rushing into trying to find an answer to the problem that you've taken 10 years to try to solve.
Okay, thank